I just want you to come to the TV, listen up what we're talking about in the tropics, because there is something brewing. We hope that infrastructure can get through this too, but it's at the point where we're talking about life-threatening storm surge, and we really hope that everyone in Taylor County took the advice of the mandatory evacuation, because again, it's just a matter of life or death at this point. Impacts are going to be pretty widespread across the area. Again, it's not to scare, it's just fact at this point. Think about an average person, 5'6" to 5'11". So we're talking storm surge height that's as tall as a person. That water is going to sweep you off. We go to Taylor County, and we're talking the size of 2 people, the Appalachee Bay, and I'll use my pointer here so you can kind of see. That's what we're talking about. This is the Appalachee Bay if you're new here or unfamiliar with the area. The closest thing we found in history, this is going back to 1850, is this red line here. 1896, a Category 3 moved through Dixie County, making landfall. Nowhere in our Big Bend or the Appalachee Bay have we ever had a landfall hurricane. So this is certainly unprecedented territory, but the purple arrows are denoting where we have some of the strongest winds. And you notice the flow here. That is all onshore wind, so that is water that's going to be pushed onshore at likely hurricane force. We're talking 74 miles per hour. I just wanted to show you a couple of resources we have. Of course, we've been updating a blog here. I got to change the time on this, but every time there's been an update with the advisory, we've had the change of the advisory. So if you are a weather buff, you like to know how things have evolved. Josh and I started recording from the first advisory when it was issued on Saturday. Radar right now, again, we're continuing to watch the strong band on the west side of it. As Mike talked about before, oftentimes when that happens, there's a quick westward jog, and we have seen that. You see there's plenty of feeder bands on the east side, which is typically the stronger side of the storm too, but on the west side of the storm, there's been a lot of dry air that it's been interacting with, so you're not seeing a lot of rain on the west side. Just a couple of things about the cone. This represents the probable track. It's going to change over the next couple of days. It doesn't represent the size of the storm. It only represents where the center of the track is going to be. You can get impacts, whether it's rain bands or strong winds, again, over 100 miles away from the center. So just because you're not seeing the eye of the storm or it's not making landfall in your neck of the woods doesn't mean you're not going to see impacts. And at this point in time, we have high confidence that it is going to be around the Taylor County area that we're expecting landfall. So folks like Steinhatchee really need to be ready for not just landfall, hurricane force winds, but also need to be ready for severe storm surge, life-threatening storm surge. The center of circulation, the eye, could take a left side of this cone or it could take the right side of this cone. Right now, a lot of the model consensus is right in the middle. That's what we'll be talking about, some of the highest impacts for areas like Taylor County, into Lafayette County, Suwannee County, all of Madison County, all of Lafayette County, and all of Taylor County. And that's where I think the highest impacts are going to be. And if you're in Leon County, we're under a tropical storm warning, which means those tropical storm force winds are going to be expected. Now that we have those watches and warnings, it's important to know the difference. Tropical storm watch means those tropical storm or hurricane conditions are possible in the next 48 hours. We're now starting to get into that point where we're expecting the tropical storm or hurricane conditions in the next 36 hours.